Former QPR and Burnley centre-back Clarke Carlisle came to UCFB Wembley to speak to students about his career and personal experiences. He shared both high and low points in his life and gave students an insight into the world of football. We sat down with Clarke to discuss his career and his opinions on racism within football.
It was an incredible feeling signing my first professional contract for a couple of reasons. Obviously, because it was what I'd always wanted. So actually realising the dream of becoming a professional footballer, it made me feel special that I was selected at that point. They wanted to make sure that I signed my professional forms and didn't go anywhere else. So yeah, it was an incredible day. I've still got the picture, I've got a photo, the classic, I'm signing a piece of paper, my dad on one side, the manager on the other side. Do you know, the circumstances of it weren't that great. I was at Watford and we'd just been relegated from the Premier League, and the manager had told me that I wasn't going to play much that season. So I left there actually feeling like an outcast, feeling lesser than. The literal circumstances, I turned up to the ground, to Vicarage Road, to play a League Cup game, and I got to the ground and the manager met me at the door to the changing room, and I was supposed to play in that game, and he said, I've accepted an offer from Burnley, you need to go and talk to them. So okay, so I started to go into the dressing room. He's like, oh no, you need to go now. The actual transfer was horrible. I didn't know at that point, no, I was about to embark on the most successful period in my career, but the transfer wasn't great. I experienced very little during my career, and there was actually a period of time, even when I was working with the PFA, that I thought that my experience was the norm. It was only in my work with Kick It Out, and as I went on to become chairman of the PFA, and I started to see other people's experiences, reports of other things that were going on. And I've got to be honest, at first I was kind of like, it's not a thing, that can't be right. And then, bizarrely, the lower down the footballing pyramid I went, the higher the volume and the greater the veracity of these incidents. I end up going to speak to a wholly Asian football team in Luton. There were stories that they made my skin crawl. Disgusting, and that was in 2011. So we're here now in 2016, and I hear that FIFA have shut down their task force because the racism is gone. Tell him to go and watch a Sunday League match in Luton. Tell him to get down on Hackney Marshes any day of the week and tell us that racism has gone in football. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. I'm at odds at the moment with the PFA, the Players Union, because they and the Premier League are deciding whether to cut their funding to Kick It Out, because they believe that Kick It Out aren't kicking it out, is what they believe. This is an organisation that has a budget of just over £400,000. They've got about 12 employees. They're tasked with kicking out racism from a nation. Who do they think these people are? They're not supermen. They can't transform a societal issue on £500,000 a year. So if these organisations think they can do better elsewhere, then I would be amazed. I think that what is already in situ, show racism the red card, Kick It Out, these organisations that have been going for 20, 30 years, they need more funding to expand the services and expand the reach of the work that they do.